Like and subscribe right now, or you're going to have bad luck for the rest of the week.
TV cameras have managed to capture some truly epic sporting fails over the years, and in this video we've put together some of the worst moments of all time. Instead of cheering for the players, the audience was probably laughing and cringing when some of these epic sporting fails occurred. Most of the videos are just hilarious and others are, well, just crazily awkward. Let's look at some of the funniest and most embarrassing sports videos in history. Watch out for number 1 as it shows that bodybuilding isn't everything. Number 10. Never slide into first base. Most people know that it's an unwritten rule of baseball and softball not to slide onto the field in any case, like cricket or football. Sliding can be dangerous and can actually slow down a runner. This softball player thought that this rule applies only when it comes to baseball, so she decided to go for a slide, obviously with painful consequences. For some reason, the girl is running in when she decides to begin the slide, about 20 feet away from the bag. The slide really wasn't worth it. The player had to find out the hard way. If you want to know why sliding is dangerous, you can tell by simply watching this video. Number 9. A guy forgets to hurdle. This guy put in the worst track and field performance of all time. Cameramen managed to capture the hilarious moment of a hurdler at the 2012 Chinese University Games, charging through every single barrier during a race. We're not really sure how he managed to make it to the finals, but we have to praise him for his commitment to the game. After smashing into the first hurdle and somehow not falling, the runner decided that hurdling is not really for him, so he instead decides to break through 5 or 6 of the barriers. He does some considering a huge favour by bringing down the players next to him. Even when he almost falls down, he gets back up and starts running. And in the end, the runner decided to get the person next to him disqualified too, by completely taking over their lane. This is just bizarre and hilarious. Number 8. Worst finish line fail ever. This one is hard to watch, but we can't stop watching it either. It's one of those moments where a lack of awareness can cost you the first place and a gold medal. The incident occurred during the New Balance Nationals Indoor Championship. This is not the fault of the players, but the organisers. We hope that they got their act together after this absolutely disastrous sports fail. We can see that the 400-meter runners are just coming around the corner, which is the signal for the finish line. The attendants quickly get into their position, except things go horribly wrong when one of the girls accidentally drops her end of the finish line. The player collides with the girl and the whole race is ruined. Sadly, Taylor McLaughlin was disqualified for a lane infraction, thanks to the incident, despite the fact that the runner was clearly in first place. Number 7. Failing fan. This is an example of too much obsession over players goes wrong. In 1983, the All-Pro player, Reggie White, recovered from an injury after a while, and in his first game, he went to the stands to shake hands with fans and convey his gratitude for their support. One of the fans was just too excited that while trying to reach Reggie, she leaned in too much and fell in from the stands, face down to the ground. Reggie, in confusion, did not know what to do and went along with his thing. The poor fan couldn't get any attention from him. Number 6. Blindfolded dunk. First of all, blindfolded dunk isn't a good idea. Every basketball fan knows that the Philippine Basketball Association is not quite on the same level as popularity as the NBA, but they are responsible for bringing the internet one of the greatest sporting failures of all time. Justin Melton was part of the 2015 PBA Slam Dunk contest, which involved blindfolding players and trying to get them to dunk the ball. As stupid as it sounds, it was really popular thing in basketball. Which happens next is one of the most embarrassing and funniest moments in basketball history. This ridiculous attempt at a slam dunk was so bad that the whole world laughed at it. Melton might not want to try and practice a few blindfolded shots next time he's competing in a slam dunk contest. Number 5. Mid-fight dancing. MMA fighter Joe Harding is known for many things, but his bizarre decision to start showboating at the most ill-timed moment is at the top of the list. Harding made his judgment call during a fight against Johnny Sagas in 2016. The pair were competing against each other in the British Challenge MMA 18. Joe Harding managed to get an upper hand in the fight, and then he just instantly began showboating out of nowhere. Unfortunately, this meant that Sagas easily landed him with a kick to the face and then a few punches, knocking Harding out cold. We're pretty sure Joe Harding must have had some nightmares about that night. It's a good lesson why you should be focused during a sporting contest at all times, and you can practice your dancing skills at home. Number 4. Gabrielle Szabo's collision. True sports fans know how Gabriela Szabo for her amazing records on the running track. Szabo was a Romanian long-distance runner who won 3 Olympic medals at the 1996 and 2000 Summer Games. However, she is also known for the worst sporting failure and collision in sporting history, when she collided with a long jumper. It was all caught live on camera. Szabo was trying to cheer up the stadium after a race and walked along the long jumping track without realizing that an athlete was charging towards her in the middle of her now. How? The long jumper only realized he's about to take down Szabo right at the very last second, so he just gives up. Maybe next time check that nobody is practicing on the track. Also, check on the guy in the orange hoodie. His reaction is priceless. Number 3. Celebrating before scoring. We know that most people watch sport for the excitement of rivalry between players. You get to see some of the most talented people in their field fighting for the number 1 spot. However, things don't always turn out that way. If you're a basketball fan, you must remember the basketball star Kemba Walker, who managed to make a complete fool of himself on live TV. Walker played for the Charlotte Hornets, and during his first season as an All-Star, Walker really decided to pull out all his tricks. During a December game against the Miami Heat, Walker launched a 3 and then turned around to do a little victory dance for the home crowd. But the shot wasn't as good as Walker thought it was. Instead, the moment morphed into an epic fail, when it turned out that he had already celebrated before making sure the ball already went in the net. Luckily, he managed to see the funny side and laughed it off with his fans. Number 2. Usain Bolt's Segway incident. Usain Bolt has been regularly breaking records as the fastest man in the world for some time now. By the time of the World Championships in Beijing in 2015, Bolt had already had a world-class sprinting career. The 9-time Olympic gold medalist was all fired up and ready to break even more world records. And he did just that, adding to his collection of awards with 3 gold medals in the 100 meter, 200 meter, and 4 times 100 meter events in the championship. But sometimes even the fastest runner in the world, everything doesn't go as planned. After finishing the 200 meter in just 19.55 seconds, Bolt ended up colliding with a rogue Chinese cameraman. Just as Bolt was doing his victory lap, a cameraman riding a Segway bizarrely managed to bulldoze his way into the star athlete. Fortunately, neither man was injured, and the cameraman even ended up giving Bolt a gift to say sorry. Number 1. Bodybuilder versus a bottle. Some of the very best moments come from the crowd during live games. Just like in this New York Mets game, the cameraman and commentators find a muscular man trying to open a water bottle in the crowd. He doesn't know that the cameraman is focusing on him, and that the whole world is witnessing this funny moment. Even after a few minutes, the cameraman again focuses on the guy, and to his surprise, he's still going at it, trying to open the bottle. It really does seem like he needs to change his workout plan, because if you can't open a water bottle, you're not really of much use. After a while, he gives up and hands the bottle to another fan sitting in the stands. Well, that's our top 10 list of funniest and most embarrassing moments in sport. Which one did you think was the funniest? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.